Hi, everyone. This is your school principal, Miss Leon. You are participating in the second quarter virtual learning orientation. The purpose of this orientation is to review a few things prior to starting the new quarter. It's also important to have a moment to chat with your first period teacher and other staff that will be supporting you, just like myself, Miss Leon. One thing I want you to know is that we are one Bear Valley community. Whether kids are learning virtually or if they are in person, we are one. You are important, and we again are one Bear Valley International School community, and we are IB. Even before the school year started, and before any families made the decision to stay virtual or go in person, we set goals and priorities. Every single family had to make a difficult decision on whether to send their kids back to the school building or remain home and learn virtually. Your family is unique, including our staff, and everyone has distinct challenges. This is why it was my goal to ensure that no matter what path our families chose, every scholar would be a part of our school community. Our number one priority is safety and wellness. If you are home, your families chose it because they feel you are safer at home. For those that are coming into the school building, there are very specific systems and protocols in place that will ensure the safety and wellness. Our second priority is to ensure that we have a strong program, a schedule that allows all our students to be taught by teachers that are qualified in the subject area. And though no matter what path your family chose, the schedule would be the same. And speaking of schedules, our last priority is to have a strong social and emotional and academic program that supports all our learners and pushes you all to be independent IB thinkers. I am proud to have you all at Bear Valley, and we will all get through this together. I know that second quarter will be great because you have the best teachers in all of Denver and also the best support staff. They are all phenomenal. I also think your principal is pretty neat too. Wink, wink. Speaking of the best, I'd like to introduce you to our amazing, incredible assistant principal, Miss Williams. See you around, Yetis.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Miss Williams, your proud assistant principal. Thank you for that warm introduction, Miss Leon. And I agree with you 100%. We have the most incredible teachers and the most incredible staff. And so please, guys, as you go through this next quarter, reach out if you need us, lean into us. We want to make sure that all of you feel seen, connected, and successful in quarter two. So I know you guys have seen this schedule multiple times, and more importantly, you've been living it for the last 8 weeks. But we wanted to highlight some of the things that will stay the same, and then also just talk about a few things that'll be a little bit different as we go into quarter two. So things that will stay the same, I told you guys in the announcements a couple weeks ago that your start time and your stop time will stay the same. So our school day will start at 8:30 and we'll wrap up at 1:15. In addition to that, you will log on and join your classes the same way that you've been doing it for the last 8 weeks. We're going to continue to use Google Meet, and you'll see your teachers using the same codes for you guys to log into class. Those will always be available in Schoology, but same codes that we were using first quarter. In addition to that, we're going to continue to leverage Schoology, Google, and Pear Deck for you guys to be successful. If you've been with us for a couple years at Bear Valley, you know Schoology and Google have always been essential tools to our learning. And this year, all of you have been using Pear Deck in at least one of your courses and have become familiar with this as well. This helps us see your thinking while you're in class and measure your learning. And so these tools will stay in place for you guys to be successful in quarter two. What will look a little bit different? So right now in quarter one, when you guys log on in the morning, you see your LC mentor ready to greet you and start your day. For a couple of different reasons, you are going to now start your morning with your Block 1 teacher. So if your first class is math, when you log on for your morning wake up, you'll see your math teacher. If your first class is science, when you log on, the first teacher you'll see is science. So please know that that's a slight shift. Doesn't change why we want to do a morning wake up. I'm going to go over that in a minute, but we want you to be aware of who will be greeting you in the morning. Go ahead and look at some of the adults in this call right now. The teacher that welcomed you into orientation is your Block 1 teacher, and that's who you'll be starting the day with. You'll also see a shift in our second step in LC time. So that class that you guys take right before lunch when we do our social emotional instruction and we take time to connect as a community, that'll shift just a little bit as well. You're going to get a lot more information about that in the upcoming weeks. But for right now, today we're going to show you who those adults are and make sure you're prepared for that slight shift as well. Things that were always planned, what we want to remind you of is you are rotating through science and individuals and societies. So if you are currently in science, if you're wrapping up science right now in Q1, in Q2, you'll take individuals and societies. If you first quarter took individuals and societies, then you'll switch Q2 and take science. That's true whether you're in the building or at home. That's the rotation we planned for this semester, and so that will continue. We will also continue our integrated arts rotation. So all of you will be joining a new integrated arts class. And the reason that we want to continue to rotate through these courses as an international baccalaureate school, it is important for you guys to have lots of opportunities to discover talents, learn about new topics, and just explore thinking and learning in different ways. So you'll continue your rotation and you'll take 2 IAs in Q2, one for the first half and one for the second half. So look for that change coming on your schedule as well. But again, you guys already did this in first quarter, so you're old pros at rotating through IAs. I want to talk to you a little bit about the morning wake up. We might not have revisited the why behind this important time as virtual learners. So if you're like me, you hit the snooze button as many times as possible and you wait for the very last minute to get out of bed. I am not a morning person. That is why the morning wake up time is essential for people like me. We don't want to jump into a math do now or a band do now or a Spanish do now. The very first thing in the morning, we need to get our brains going, get our computers going, and really just make sure our day is started right before we jump into learning. So the morning wake up is to make sure you are up and you're ready to learn. It's to make sure your device is charged and or plugged in. We don't want you to discover 5 minutes into your first class that you need to go find your charger. So the morning wake up helps you really get started right in regards to making sure your device is plugged in and that your internet's connected. This also helps us get our Schoology open and ready to go so that when we jump into that first class, whether the do now is in Schoology or on Pear Deck, we are ready to engage the second class starts. And also, if you're like me and you're struggling a little bit in the morning, it gives us a chance to smile and say hello to people and kind of just get ourselves warmed up before we jump into academics. So please know the morning wake up is for us to really get started off on the right foot. So whether you're the dog in this picture who's perky and ready in the morning, or if you're like me and I'm the dog that really wants to go back to bed, both of us need that strong start in the morning to make sure we're ready to learn. So LC and SEI is going to be a little bit different. Some of our staff, we won't see at this time that we normally saw. So we're going to have a different LC mentor, which means that you guys will have a little bit different of supports. Your SEI instructors are on this slide. And so 6th grade, you guys will see Miss Thompson during the SEI time. Those of you who haven't met her, she's a language arts teacher, and you guys are going to have lots of fun with her as you guys dive into our social emotional learning and just connect as peers. Miss Gonzalez is our fabulous 7th grade math intervention teacher, and you guys will see her during the STI time if you're in 7th grade, and again, build connections and go through those lessons. In 8th grade, Miss Holloway, our individuals and societies teachers, will be leading the way, and she will be guiding you through that SEI time as well. So again, 6th grade is Miss Thompson, 7th grade is Miss Gonzalez, and 8th grade is Miss Holloway. And that's for the instructional time each day. And you'll hear from these 3 fabulous teachers next week as they go over in more detail what this time will look like, and they'll map it out and make sure you guys have a clear plan of how this might look a little different in quarter 2. What we also want you to know is, because there's lots of virtual learners, we want you guys to know you have other access points and people to reach out to. So me, Miss Williams, I'm going to support in 6th grade. So if you guys have any questions, or if your parents need to reach out to your LC mentor, in addition to Miss Thompson, you guys can reach out to me. In 7th grade, if you guys have questions for your LC mentor, or if your parents want a contact point, you guys can reach out to Miss Leon. And then in 8th grade, you guys actually get a bonus person. You guys get Miss Wise, our Dean of Instruction, who we're welcoming back this quarter. After quarter 1, you didn't see her because she was taking care of her beautiful new baby. And so she's back in the building. And then you'll have Mr. DeStefano, our Dean of Students, who you can reach out to as well. So these are your point people, our virtual scholars. These are your point people as we navigate quarter 2. And so again, you can reach out to any one of us, but your start person is Miss Thompson, Miss Gonzalez, and Miss Holloway. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is just some overall reminders of how to be successful in quarter 2. Something that you should do every day is check your messages in Schoology. This is the main way for your teachers and for us to contact you. So don't waste a day. Check it every morning and every afternoon, and make sure you're staying on top of communication from your teachers. This is also how you can communicate with us and send us messages if you need help with anything. Also important is checking your grades in Schoology daily. Our teachers have a lot of students in their class, and so it's important that you are owners of your grades and your learning. So please look through the gradebook and make sure that you're keeping track of the assignments you've completed and making up the ones you haven't. Again, we have a lot of students, and so it's your job to be the owners and advocates of your grades. Please, 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 the best advice that I could ever give any student, and this was even true when I taught bigger kids at high school, please ask for help when you need it. Don't wait too long to reach out. If you're feeling overwhelmed or falling behind, or if you just have questions anytime throughout quarter 2, ask your teachers for help. That's what we're here for. Reach out to anyone you need to reach out to get the information you need to be successful. And then the last thing that I want to leave you guys with is, we're all human. We all have good days. We all have bad days. Some days I want to go back to bed. Some days I jump out of bed. No matter how your day starts or finishes, if you do your best every day, you will be successful. So please, just when you wake up, whatever the day brings you, if you do your best, you guys are on the right track, and we're all going to find success by working together. I hope everyone has a great quarter 2. I look forward to getting to know you guys and continue to work with you in various ways throughout the quarter. And I hope that you guys, the biggest takeaway from our time together today is to reach out when you need us, to stay on top of things in Schoology, and to keep doing your best. Have a great quarter 2, everyone.